Halloween ends. It should have ended way before this movie. Um, so yes, not a. I give it maybe a 3 out of 10. Um, if you're watching this from a my link on my Facebook, you'll know that I am a pretty big Michael Myers fan, um, and I was been excited for this movie for years. Um, and it was disappointing, to say the least. The direction that this movie went in was absolutely horrible. Um, there's not much else I can say. Hopefully, at this time, you did see the movie if you're watching this already, because there is spoilers going to be in there. As far as the movie goes itself, um, I thought it was a very well put together movie. Um, I did like some of the shots in there. I like the pacing; it was so much better than Halloween Kills. Halloween Kills just seems too fast. Um, there was no stupid dialogue. No evil dies the night. No characters talking to themselves. None of that weird campy stuff that the Halloween Kills did. This actually felt like an actual movie with real life people in it, which I appreciated. Um, it did kind of take me back to watching the 1978 version a little bit. Um, Even maybe Halloween 18. Um, they didn't have too many weird just that Halloween or that Evil Dies the Night and Halloween Kills, and where everybody and it was just so weird. Like all the dialogue in that movie was just no human being would say that unless prompted to. So I did appreciate that. Um, the, some of the two biggest problems of this movie is well, one, Michael Myers gets like 10 minutes total of actual screen time. He doesn't even come in until I do believe someone reported it about being about 59 minutes into the movie. People go to watch Halloween for Michael Myers. That's why I watch it. And two, you start the whole movie out with a whole new character. So you're introducing a whole new character basically in the third movie. Um, no, I understand. Could have, Star Wars fans, any Star Wars fans out there watching the old originals, there people might say, oh well, they brought Emperor Palpatine basically into the third movie. He wasn't the main character. Everybody was aware of him beforehand, and then you get so far. You bring Corey into this one, which going into it, I knew about it. I knew there was going to be someone mimicking Michael Myers. I didn't like the idea of it, but I'm like, okay, let's see how it goes. Um, and as it progressed, I kind of was okay with finding out that this kid's kind of troubled. I knew Michael Myers had some sort of evil essence to him, and it kind of transferred into him. Um, and I was perfectly fine with that for the most part. I just did not like how Michael Myers was utilized. I don't like how Michael Myers was shown to be weak in this movie. Um, a lot of people might not know this, but Halloween, the original Halloween in 1978, was only supposed to be a Halloween story. So Halloween 1 was supposed to be about the boogeyman, which is Michael Myers. Originally, John Carpenter then wanted Halloween 2 to be like the werewolf, a story about a werewolf. Halloween 3, which we did get, Season of the Witch, was about not so much witchcraft, but just like if anybody's seen it, you know what I'm talking about. Here it's supposed to be an anthology, so different. Every Halloween movie was supposed to be a different story about like the boogeyman, ghosts, goblins, stuff like that. Michael Myers was so well received that you know money talks. John Carpenter had to come back and do Halloween 2. Um, Story goes, John Carpenter was mostly drunk making the original Halloween 2 1981 version. He didn't want to do it, but he did it for the money. That's when Halloween 3 came out. Michael Myers was nowhere to be found because the studio's like, okay, you burned off Michael Myers. Now you can go do your route that you made us the money. That wasn't well received at all. Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, as a standalone film, if you don't associate with Halloween, is a great movie. I love the movie. But the problem where we got now is well, let me backtrack. Halloween 18, I enjoyed. I felt like they got the essence of Michael Myers correct. Um, you know, I think they went a little overboard on how, you know, gun ready Laurie Strode was. Because if you think about it, it's only Halloween 1 and then Halloween 18. All Michael Myers really did in Halloween 1 was kill 3 of her friends, a um, tow truck driver to get his outfit, Bob, and maybe one other person, and a dog. I mean, not that crazy. And yet she's scarred and about to go all Rambo on his ass. Um, that's probably the only issue, but I did like how they portrayed Michael Myers. James G. Courtney, a hell of a job. Kind of shame he only gets 10 minutes in his whole movie. Um, and then, so that being said, uh, it's really hard. And a YouTuber that I watch a lot, Dave McRae, big Halloween fan as well, he says it all the time in his things that the further you go along in sequels, the more your character's played out. The original character, Michael Myers, we weren't supposed to know if he was human. We weren't supposed to know if he was supernatural. He was just a boogeyman. That's why he falls off after being shot 6 times off the railing and is gone, and then all you hear is his breathing throughout the credits. Like, where's he at? Nobody knows, because is he real? Is he not real? And that's the main thing I like about Michael Myers, is you just don't know. You know, it's a guy in a mask. He's supposed to basically have a 6-year-old, basically a 6-year-old boy in a grown man's body that, you know, likes to play with his victims. And that was the whole premise of Halloween 1. There was no he was Laurie's brother in the original Halloween 1. She just happened to be the first person that walked up onto his porch. He saw her, and he's like, let's play a game of cat and mouse. I'm going to kill your friends if they're getting away, and I'm going to stage it so you see it, and then I'm coming after you. That's all it was. And that's all it should have been. And then it came up to Halloween 18, where they went ahead and, you know, basically had the doctor push him towards Laurie. He didn't care. Halloween 18, if that doctor didn't take Michael to Laurie, Michael would have walked around Haddonfield just slicing up any whoever. He didn't care about Laurie Strode. And she learns that in Halloween Kills. That's probably the only thing in Halloween Kills that I really enjoyed, was that finally came out that, hey, Laurie, this guy doesn't care about you. He doesn't know who you are. He's just there. This movie, you see a weak Michael Myers. You do see him when he stabs his first victim. He kind of starts doing like a little shake, like he's gaining his evil power back and more life. I was okay with that as well, to the point. Kind of made sense then that there's some supernatural stuff going on here. But the fact that then, you know, it gets transferred, it's mostly Corey in the mask killing people, and you get 2 kills from Michael Myers, and then the battle with Laurie Strode, which lasts 10 minutes, not even 10 minutes maybe, and then he's dead. And then you literally just see him as a man. It was just very disappointing. I saw the movie started off at 5 o'clock today. Ever since it ended, I've just been on Facebook talking on to different fan boards and stuff like that. Everybody hates it. It's just not Michael Myers. Now, rewatching it, I kind of thought, well, you know, this should be the movie after this movie. And what I mean was, you know, in 5 or 6 years, Michael Myers could be reintroduced. Everything feels like a passing of the torch in this movie, and they should have done that 5 or 6 years down the line. So in this movie, if you saw this movie right now, Halloween Ends, and take Laurie Strode completely out of it, say she died in what was supposed to be Halloween Ends. Say we got a great movie just today. say it was a big, Michael Myers comes out at Halloween again 4 years later, stalks Laurie Strode, they have a big battle, blah, blah, blah. Michael's wounded heavily, but Laurie passes away. And then Michael once again disappears. End the movie with him breathing everywhere, just like the original Halloween. Great. Let it sit for 5-6 years. Then give us this movie. Differences, you know, basically the whole way up to the very end, except for Laurie's not in it. But Corey accidentally kills the babysitting. You can have Allison in there as well, but maybe she's a little more damaged than what she's supposed to be because her grandmother's dead, her parents are dead, and Michael. Just everything with Michael's is basically the same for the most part. He's living in the sewer. He transfers his energy to Corey, and then maybe Michael just kind of fades into darkness and you don't see him again. But yeah, Corey is now the new man in the mask, and that could set up a Halloween franchise for people coming forward, and you could do that perfectly. That's a perfect way to say goodbye. Michael Myers, he passed the torch, he passed his evil spirit to this kid, without actually humanizing him as they did, and just totally ruining his perception. And I think that's the number one thing that's really going to upset everybody, is that you just made a supernatural, iconic Halloween horror icon into nothing. And it just, that's the way of it. So that's kind of my thoughts. Like I said, overall, the movie's not bad as a movie. I did like some of the kills, some of the shots, and just the scenery and everything like that. But what they did to Michael Myers in this movie and the direction they took was just abysmal. James Hugh Courtney deserved better. I'm just surprised Jamie Lee Curtis is supposed to be an executive producer, and so is John Carpenter. I don't know how they said that. Yeah, this is good. They put it out there. Like I probably never trust the what's his name, Blumhouse again after this. I hope for God he doesn't touch anything else horror related that has a big icon like this. At the first two movies, I was like, first after the 18, I was like, okay, yeah, they're on that. After 2, I was like, oh, they're slipping a little bit, but I understood it because it was a bridge between. We already knew Halloween Ends was coming out, so we knew that Halloween Kills was a bridge. And usually bridge movies are kind of you can do whatever you want to in it. But Halloween Ends was supposed to be it. It was supposed to be the be all end all between Laurie Strode and Michael Myers. And it was, but just very like they basically said, okay, it's like they were on the fan boards and like, okay, what's the fans want? What's the fans saying? Let's do the complete opposite. I thought it was just risky, even having someone else dress up like Michael Myers walking around Haddonfield. I was like, that's ballsy there. When I read about that, I was like, okay, that's pretty ballsy. And then when it started playing out, I'm like, okay, this makes sense. This is pretty good. And then he dies, and then all of a sudden Michael Myers comes in for the last 5 minutes and then dies. But so we're gonna see what the future holds. Anything now is really a reboot. Just like the Rob Zombie movies. I really wish somebody that knows what they're doing with the character takes it. It's probably gonna be a whole retelling of, hey, this so and so young boy kills his sister, gets put in a mental institution, escapes. But then I'm excited to see where it goes from there. Rob Zombie screwed it up with his Halloween 2. Made it all about some white horse and supernatural stuff like that again, and no, which his first movie I loved as well. I loved the more brutal Michael Myers, and then he goes and ruins it with all this weird crap and the cut off half mask, but yeah. So that's my overall take of the movie. I'm gonna wait a few days to actually post this. So if you're watching it now, it's probably the movie's probably been out for a few days, but let me know in the comments, or if you liked it, if you didn't like it, because I can see this movie being something that certain people like. It really all depends on what you're looking for in a movie. If you're looking at this movie just trying to figure out the essence of Michael as far as good versus evil, and how what the story's telling about, evils in all of us, and it can be brought out in all of us, then you might like it. But if you're a Halloween Michael Myers fan, you're absolutely going to hate the movie. And what makes me so upset now is I have no idea when the next reincarnation of Michael Myers is going to come out. I mean, this might, in my lifetime, might be the last time I see Michael Myers. And I had to see him go out like that. So, thank you guys for watching. I'm going to try to keep it as short as possible. I could probably go on for more rants. You can always message me and we can go and talk back and forth through all this. But so let me know if you guys enjoyed it, or what you thought about it. Maybe agree with some of my points, maybe disagree. Really, my biggest takeaway at this point now is we should have got a better movie than what we did. The movie that we did get basically should have been the reboot 4, 5, 6 years down the road. If they were going to continue the storyline without Laurie Strode, Jamie Lee Curtis, and Saw passing the torch of the actual Michael Myers, but kept the Halloween franchise going with someone else in the white mask, it could have worked this way, but they dropped the ball on this one. So once again, thank you guys for watching very much. I do appreciate it, and I don't post too much stuff, but I just had to get this all off my chest. And I'm going to sit here dormant for a few years and wait for the next one. Thank you guys.